a star, man, waiting here. Guys, this was an amazing game for us, Green Bay Packers. Got my Jair jersey on. Now, Green Bay Packers fans, you're all happy with this result. We fucked the Lions. They were actually playing bad. And Jared Goff is one of the greatest stat patterns I've ever seen in my life. Dude, 31 for 39, 225, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Now, there was so many checkdowns. He maybe threw 5 yards down the 5 balls, like actually down the field. But like, look, Jahmyr Gibbs, 10, probably like 6 screens. David Montgomery, 4. They're up here in like the top 3 people with receptions because he just kept throwing these checkdowns. If I can count how many times I saw David Montgomery go down the middle and run a curl, like that was so horrid. Like they just actually sucked. It was just horrible football there. And Jordan Love was a little bit underwhelming. I mean, he had a very hot start with 145 yards and a pretty good completion rate with, I think, both initial touchdowns being in the first half. And then, you know, a very slow time in the second half, kind of burning at them because we were already up by a solid amount. So he only had 40 more yards. Josh Jacobs real late blower. He did some great work on a touchdown near the end. It was amazing. But so let's give some credit where credit's due with Sam Laporta. When you least expected it, there was Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta would break out randomly, get wide open. I even saw on one of the touchdown passes, Sam Laporta cut back and maybe there was a chance. There was still a linebacker near there, but I'm not gonna cut away from Sam Laporta had a shot for it. Okay, slot man really stat padded with 2 passes here, and he really didn't do much. Amon St. Brown did absolutely nothing of notoriety either. You know what I mean? Jahmyr Gibbs was really being held there. I said Jahmyr Gibbs did not do very good at all, rushing 9 for 19, an average of 2. We were really containing that run. David Montgomery didn't do good, but he also was there when they needed it most, if you get what I'm saying. He really did good. They stat padded near the end of the game, by the way. The entire game, this was like in the last 10 seconds or something. Isaac Tesla got a touchdown, I guess, a toe tap. It was a cool one hand, I'm not even gonna lie. But it's whatever. That was in the last 30 seconds. I don't really look at that as too much. Let's go to the Packers now. We had a very solid game. Romeo Doubs, very hot and heavy from the front. He had a 48-yard reception that basically put us in the end zone for one of our touchdowns. Next play was a touchdown to Jaden Reed. Both these guys are doing a lot better. Jaden Reed dropped a real big pass, you know, that we really could have used at one point to put the score higher, but nothing too much. Dontavian Wicks didn't drop anything. Matthew Golden, he had 2 good receptions very early on. He wasn't in for a lot of the game, which is very weird to me. We ran with a lot more of a three tight end scheme with Luke Musgrave, John Fitzpatrick, and Tucker Kraft all out there at the same time. Defensively, Edgerrin Cooper tackled Monster. Javon Bullard was all over the place. Javon Bullard had a great stop. I mean, it ended up having a flag the next play, which gave them the first down, but he had a great stop. I'm not going to cut that. Also, Quay Walker was playing well. Keyshawn Nixon, you allowed 2 of the first downs, though, so I'm not going to say too much. Right, Rashawn Gary, a sack and a half. He was playing amazing. Right, he was getting in there well. He was applying a lot of pressure. He was really breaking down on the opposite side of one Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons had an amazing sack near the end of the game. Full chase down, chased out Jared Goff. It was a great play that I will say was amazing. You know, I really liked it. And then again, I'd like to thank the Dallas Cowboys for helping us get this defensive line up. And a real stud play, Evan Williams. I was talking to one of my friends before the game. He's a Vikings fan. He was saying something about now they should be afraid to throw it up. I was like, oh yeah, probably because of people like Xavier McKinney. It's like, yeah, only Xavier McKinney. You shouldn't be afraid to throw it to the other side. I said, Evan Williams? He said, yeah. Evan Williams showed him, like, be afraid. Evan Williams played very well. He was running great coverage. He had a good stop on a kick return against Khalif Raymond, and also had an amazing pick where he jumped the ball. It was a diving one. It was beautiful. Carrington Valentine was working well. You know, something I like to say about corners, and a lot of people say about corners, is the less you hear about them, the better. You know what I mean? If I'm not hearing anything about you, you're not doing anything, I'm not like, damn, he's doing this, he's doing this. Like, of course I'd love a ball hawking corner, you know what I mean? Someone who's running, jumping down at the ball. But if I don't hear anything about you or who you're covering the entire game, if I don't have to think about you, you're doing good. You're doing something out there. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was also Luca Van Ness got a sack, half a sack basically, tripped up tripped up Jared Goff and then got back up and ran him down. Devontae Wyatt called game though. Devontae Wyatt with a 9-yard tackle. I was he got a crazy 9-yard sack. It was amazing. Basically called game for us, putting on 4th down. A very, very good game. Now, a lot of these guys, it's you won't see any real highlight player. You know, I look at Romeo Dobbs, 68 yards, good, but you had a 48-yard on 1 reception. Jaden Reed has a touchdown on an 11-yard catch. You know, Tucker Kraft had a very early one, only 2 receptions, but we still came out decisively. It was essentially 27-6 the entire, like, not the entire game, but it was essentially, at least at halftime, 17-3. They got that, so it was mainly 17-6 the entire game. We were holding on with a 2-score game for essentially the entire. From the point that we made it a 2-score game, it was never not. It was never a point where it was not a 2-score game at a minimum. And yeah, it was a stellar play by these guys. Amazing. Packers are coming for it all this year. Amazing play, bro. Kill them in passing yards. We didn't kill them. I meant total yards. We destroyed them on rushing yards, which what happened to Sonic and Knuckles, guys? I don't know. Yards per play were great. They had us on 4th downs. 3rd down efficiency, I don't really know. They have 30%. We have a little over 30%. 4th down efficiency, 100%. Yay, but they ran 4. I did it very well. Ours was a very meaningful one, but doesn't matter. You know what I mean? We had 4 sacks, punted the same amount, and they had a lot more penalties. They were wrong, which is crazy that they did this with 11 more minutes of possession time. 11 more minutes of possession time. An amazing game for my Green Bay Packers. We destroyed the Lions, and we're going to beat them twice a year. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, that's something I wanted to note or point out. This guy, Nathan Brockman, his profile picture is Sonic and Knuckles, right? He subscribed to my channel. Or no, he's not subscribed. I don't know, but he was very mad. What does that say? Can you guys see it? Let me see if I can get it at a good angle. Can you see it? I don't care. The Lions got a harder schedule. We put belt to ass to the Packers. You ain't put belt to ass to the Packers today, bro. You ain't put belt to ass to us today. 27-13, Packers up, Lions down, leading the North currently. Let's get this done, bro. See you guys on Thursday, where the Packers are going to be playing the Washington Commanders. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Love you guys, and peace.